In this video, you will learn about structured query language, like how you have Python to do some operations or some work. We have structured query language, which is helpful for us to access a database. You know what is a database? It is a collection of tables. Tables again contain records. Records contain lot of data that is stored in the form of tabular columns. Now, to put these records into the table, to design a table, to delete a table, to put the records inside, to fetch the records, all these things we need to know a language called structured query language. What do you mean by query? Query is a request or a question that you post to the database, after which the database will retrieve the information, that is fetch the information and give it back to you. So what is SQL? Structured query language, using which you do all the database options, actions, right? What is a view? Now you ask a query, you post a query to the database. The database is giving you some answer. The answer is called as a view. Why? Because the original record will be stored inside the table. It will, suppose there are 100,000 records of students. You post a query to see the students of class 11 alone. Then those students alone will be fetched and shown on the screen. That screen is called as a view. A view is a virtual table that does not exist actually, but when you ask a query, it will just show you, and then when you close it, it will disappear. That's all. It is not a permanent storage. It is a virtual table. Okay. Now, SQL, I said, structured query language. It has certain commands using which you can execute all the operations in a database. They are classified into two types. Actually, it is three types, but we have only two types in our syllabus. So let us learn these. DDL, data definition language, and DML, data manipulation language. Data definition is used to design the database, to create the database, to create a table. So the design is done using DDL. Suppose you have done a wrong design, you want to change it, then you should use a command called alter. Or you don't want this design at all, you want to delete it, then you will do drop. So create, alter, drop are all the things that are related to designing a database or a table. Now once the database or a table is done, you need to manipulate, that is, you can see the records that are inside, you can add new records, you can delete the records, you can change the values. So those commands called select, insert, delete, update are called DML commands. DML stands for data manipulation language. So how do you remember this? DDL commands, you can remember the short form CAD, create, alter, drop. DML commands, CDO, is select, insert, delete, update. So you will be asked in the exam to identify what kind of command. Sort the following commands as DDL or DML. You may be asked that. So remember, using this short form, it will be easy for you, right? So look at this. DDL commands are used to perform tasks like create, alter, drop the schema, that is the design, grant or revoke privileges, that is permissions, then do maintenance, that is changing the design and all. DML helps us to access the data, insert the data, delete the data, change the data and other things. So insert, select, update and delete are called as DML commands. Now, how to create a database? This is the first step in your DBMS. Whenever you start using MySQL, suppose you are installing MySQL for the first time, you should have a database to work with, right? There are some system databases which are inside by default. For us to work with our project, you need to create a database, right? So the syntax to create database is create database and the name for the database. Example, create database student. Now, suppose someone has already created a table student. How do you know? For that, you have a command called show databases. So before you start creating the database, first let us know how many other databases are already there inside. See, I will show you how it works. I will type show databases and press enter. See what happens. See, there are so many databases that already exists in this system, right? Student, see, it's already there. So I'm going to create a database, student information or student info. I hope it is not there. Yes. Create database name. Okay. So I have given the name called student info. Yes, it is created. So create database student info, right? Now let me say show databases and check if my database is listed here. See, student info is now here already, right? Now, suppose I feel I don't want this database anymore, then you should write drop database student info, right? Drop database student info and press enter, right? Now, suppose I haven't dropped it. See, let me create it again. Now I'm going to create a table or work with this database. If I simply type the command, there are more than 20 databases in my system. So how does the computer know in which database I need to work? For that, I should first give the instruction called use student info. Use the database name will instruct the computer that I am going to use this database for designing my tables. Okay, so to use a particular database, give use command. Now look at this properly. For create and drop, I should use the command database. But for using, just give use database name. No need to give the keyword called database. Okay, so hope you understood how to create a database and use it. Thank you.